The Preamble of the Indian Constitution. Historical context. The Preamble of the Indian Constitution, a concise introduction to the nation's fundamental document, reflects the aspirations and ideals of the Indian people at the time of its drafting. It was a culmination of years of struggle for independence and the subsequent deliberations of the Constituent Assembly. Influenced by various sources, including the constitutions of the United States, the United Kingdom, and Ireland, the preamble was carefully crafted to embody the nation's commitment to democracy, secularism, and social justice. Key figures like Jawaharlal Nehru, B.R. Ambedkar, and Mahatma Gandhi played pivotal roles in shaping its content. The Constituent Assembly debated extensively on the wording and significance of each phrase in the preamble. The choice of words was deliberate, reflecting the nation's desire to establish a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic nation. Influences from other constitutions. United States. The phrase, "we, the people," and the idea of a sovereign government comes from the US Constitution. France. The ideals of liberty, equality, fraternity were inspired by the French Revolution. Ireland. India borrowed the concept of directive principles of state policy from Ireland, which are indirectly linked to the values enshrined in the preamble. The preamble reflects the nation's commitment to democracy, social justice, equality, and secularism. Each term in the preamble was carefully selected to embody the nation's desire to form a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Detailed explanation of the preamble. Sovereign. This term signifies India's complete independence from foreign control. It affirms the nation's right to self-governance and its ability to make its own decisions without interference from external powers. Socialist. While not explicitly defining socialism, this term indicates India's commitment to a social and economic system that promotes equality and welfare for all citizens. It implies a focus on reducing economic disparities and ensuring that the benefits of development reach the marginalized sections of society. Secular. This principle guarantees the freedom of religion and prevents the state from favoring or discriminating against any particular religion. It ensures that all individuals have the right to practice their faith without fear of persecution or prejudice. Democratic. Democracy is the cornerstone of the Indian Constitution. It means that the government derives its power from the people and is accountable to them. The preamble affirms India's commitment to a system where the people have the right to participate in governance through elections and other democratic processes. Republic. A republic is a form of government where the head of state is not a hereditary monarch but is elected by the people. It signifies India's rejection of monarchical rule and its adoption of a democratic system where the people have the ultimate authority. The 42nd Amendment. The 42nd Amendment to the Constitution, enacted in 1976, introduced significant changes to the preamble. It added the terms socialist and secular to the existing list of objectives, reflecting the government's desire to emphasize these principles. The amendment also inserted the phrase, unity and integrity of the nation, highlighting the importance of national unity and territorial integrity. The 42nd Amendment was a controversial move and faced criticism from various quarters. Some argued that it diluted the original intent of the preamble and undermined the principles of federalism. However, it also strengthened the government's commitment to social justice and secularism. Why was it controversial? Political climate. The amendment was passed during the emergency, a period when civil liberties were suspended. Critics argued that the amendment was more about consolidating power than truly reflecting the people's will. Secularism and socialism. Some believed that these concepts were already inherent in the Constitution and didn't need to be explicitly mentioned. Others felt that this addition was crucial to ensure the state's commitment to these principles. Despite the controversy, the amendment solidified India's identity as a socialist and secular state, focusing on national unity and equality. Landmark judgments and constitutional interpretation. The preamble has been interpreted in several key judgments, shaping how the Constitution is understood today. Although the preamble itself is not legally enforceable, it provides crucial guidance to the judiciary. Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, 1973. This case is famous for establishing the basic structure doctrine. The Supreme Court ruled that while the Parliament can amend the Constitution, it cannot alter its basic structure, which includes the preamble. This ensured that the core values enshrined in the preamble, such as democracy and secularism, cannot be removed or diluted. Manorama Mills Limited versus Union of India, 1980. The court reaffirmed that the preamble is part of the Constitution's basic structure. In this case, the court struck down changes that undermined the balance between fundamental rights and directive principles, ensuring that the principles of the preamble remained inviolable. S.R. Bommai versus Union of India, 1994. This case clarified the meaning of secularism. The Supreme Court ruled that secularism is part of the basic structure of the Constitution, meaning that no law or government action can violate the principle of treating all religions equally. These cases highlight how the preamble serves as a moral compass and a tool for the courts to interpret the Constitution's fundamental principles. Significance of the preamble as a legal document. Although the preamble is not enforceable in courts, it is a vital interpretive guide. When laws are ambiguous or unclear, courts often look to the preamble to understand the spirit in which the Constitution was written. It reflects the foundational objectives of the Constitution and serves as a benchmark for determining the constitutionality of laws. Role of the preamble in shaping amendments. The preamble serves as a touchstone for any future amendments. The judiciary has ensured that no amendment can alter its basic values, as established in the Kesavananda Bharti case. Any change that affects the preamble's principles will likely be struck down by the court, ensuring that democracy, secularism, and social justice remain protected. Contemporary relevance and challenges. Today, the principles of the preamble remain central to India's constitutional identity, but they are frequently at the center of political and social debates. Issues like religious freedom, democratic governance, and social inequality are hotly debated topics. The preamble reminds the nation of its core values during these challenging times. Secularism. In recent years, the principle of secularism has faced various challenges, with political debates surrounding the role of religion in governance. The judiciary continues to emphasize the preamble's secular vision, ensuring the state remains neutral in religious matters. Social justice. Despite efforts to promote equality, economic disparities, and caste-based discrimination persist. The preamble's commitment to socialism pushes the government to continue working towards an equitable society. Conclusion. The preamble of the Indian Constitution is more than just an introductory statement. It embodies the core values of the nation. It has guided constitutional interpretation, shaped amendments, and provided a moral framework for governance. Understanding the preamble in its historical, legal, and contemporary contexts helps us appreciate the ideals it upholds, ideals that continue to steer India toward a more just, democratic, and inclusive society. Thanks so much for watching the video till the end. I'm really glad you enjoyed my content. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Feel free to leave a comment. Thanks again for your support.